You've got to be kidding me. You did it again? You did it again? You know, as a former addict myself, addicts shouldn't surprise me anymore, but god dang it, Desaun Watson has got another sexual assault accusation. Now, it is stemming from 2020, and there's a lot of details I have to get into here in a second, but Jesus H. Christ, Desaun Watson, a guy I was rooting for since Clemson and has had a rough go of it lately, now is going into another sexual assault allegation. This now is plus 25, you know, as we're getting into the long count here. Jesus H. Christ. This was reported yesterday, the day before. There's a new woman coming from an incident in 2020. Let me give you all the details here.
And I read,
she's going to meet with the NFL, according to her attorney, Tony Busby, to discuss a new civil lawsuit, and apparently they want to go to trial with Desaun Watson and sexual assault, again with a massage, some sort of, you know, he said, she said situation here. And according to the lawsuit filed Monday, this occurred October 2020, when Watson and a woman, identified currently as Jane Doe, were supposed to have a dinner. Now, her mistake, he asked her, according to her own report, to meet him at the mall. She said, come back to my house. And then according to the rest of the story, at her request, once he was over there, he got too aggressive. He apparently got naked, pulled his towel out. Like I said, this is don't forget to bring a towel, Watson.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
She didn't want to do the whole hand-me-down, and he got mad, and that's according to the reports, basically, and everything. So that is the latest of now, again, 25-plus times this dude has been accused of doing the same exact thing. I have to say allegedly. I don't want to get in trouble. I have to say allegedly, but if you do something 25 times and you've been accused of it, I'm buying it, allegedly. So, you know, right now the NFL is reviewing the complaint. The newest update, and this is important to mention, is that the lawyer did say this new woman says she's going to come to the NFL with video, and she's going to come with 2 witnesses, and they'll, in the next couple weeks, bring that evidence to the NFL. Now, Desaun got out of trouble the last time, at least a little bit legally. He did serve that 11-game suspension in 2022 for all this nonsense, where more than a dozen women accused him of sexual assault and inappropriate conduct during massage sessions. But the Texas grand juries did decline to pursue criminal charges. He still served an 11-month suspension after the NFL's investigation and settlements and everything else. Now, again, this is from 2020, but there's a new accusation coming out again. There's still other filed lawsuits that he has not settled from all the way up to 2022. So it's not like, you know, I don't think this dude's learned his lesson. I think this dude is still doing this. So ladies, you know, if you go back somewhere with Desaun Watson,
don't forget to bring a towel.
Look, I'm not saying anything he's doing is okay, but I'm just saying, goddamn, 25 accusations. I have to keep saying allegedly. This dude allegedly likes to have girls allegedly give him a happy ending, allegedly during a massage that allegedly nobody thought was coming. Desaun likes this stuff, man. I know addicts. It's crazy how much they will and continue to go back and do the same destructive behavior, no matter how much it affects his career. You know, already had an 11-month suspension. Now we got another one here. Jesus Christ, Desaun.
There we go again.
I don't know what to do with this dude. I mean, this is crazy, and you know, we'll see what happens. But the video coming and the witnesses is going to be some interesting parts of the report. If he already served an 11-month suspension the last time, if there's any proof to this allegation, I got to think his ass has got to be gone, which might be the best thing to happen for the Browns. You know, on a whole nother side note, let's cut to this video here in just 1 second. I mean, you know, let's also keep it real. You know, his career is like died on that massage table because ever since Desaun has gone to the Browns, he sucked. I mean, roll this for me, Mateo. I mean, in 2022, the Browns traded famously 6 draft picks and gave him $230 million. And, I mean, this is just from the Cowboys game, but Desaun has been a pure shit show ever since he showed up to Cleveland. I mean, he's made no playoffs. He's got only 17 touchdowns to 11 interceptions, a 59% completion rate, and only a 78.1 rating, and only 13 total starts. Meanwhile, the Texans, who they made the trade with them for, got Will Anderson out of that trade, Tank Dell, Damian Pierce, Mechie, Harris. They were able to make room for C.J. Stroud. Baker Mayfield, the former #1 pick who they got rid of to bring in Desaun Watson, is now got 44 touchdowns and 18 interceptions to Deshaun's crappy numbers, along with a 91 rating, 63% completion rate, and a playoff win. So they got rid of a good quarterback to bring him in. And then the Texans not only got a great quarterback because of that trade, they were able to get everybody around them to make them the AFC darling. darlings. Meanwhile, Deshaun is throwing it backwards 20 yards. He's getting accused of sexual assault. He's probably going to get suspended again, but there's any proof, or a video to go with it. I mean, the Browns, other than the Jets, have got to be the most cursed organization I've ever seen. I mean, I cannot think of a thing going worse. And then the $230 million guaranteed at the time, an NFL record for a guy who can't keep it on or off the field in between his ears going right. It is just a rough time to be a Browns fan. And so maybe, I would have to look into the contract stipulations. But if you get kicked out of the league, does that, come off your salary cap? I'm not sure. But man, dude, again, it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that after everything that's happened, and even after, because the lawyer Busby, by the way, also said that they have been trying to reach Deshaun, who's denied all the allegations. Of course, he's denied the last 25, allegedly. I'll just keep saying allegedly just to legally keep myself in somewhat trouble here. But seriously, I mean, he is continuing to proclaim his innocence. You lost me after, 10. Once you hit double digits on something, you probably did that shit. I mean, I don't want to be a jerk here, but you probably did it. And so you look at the whole situation, though, the Texans being able to get much better because of this trade. Baker Mayfield's had a great career and is now doing well in Tampa after this trade. The only team left is the Browns and Deshaun. And so one last question, is Watson, go ahead and hit this last one here for me. Picture here, Mateo. Is Watson going to have a happy ending? Pun intended. I guess define happy, because the only good news for Deshaun or Deshaun's fans is that they really can't get rid of him because of that contract. He cost them so much money. It really doesn't matter that he even had just another disastrous week one. It really doesn't matter that since joining in 2022, he's been outplayed by backups like Joe Flacco and Brissett. It doesn't matter that he only has an 8-5 record, 15 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 59% completion rate, 43 sacks taken. It doesn't matter because he costs so much. He is going to be a $72.935 million cap hit next year, $27 million this year. Matter of fact, if you tried to cut him outright, it would cost you $120 million in dead cap space in just this year, and then $80.77 million next year in 2025. If you waited till next year, it would still cost you $118.9 million in a dead cap hit. He cost you too much. You can't get rid of him. He can suck from here to kingdom come. Not only did you give up all those picks that the Texans have used to become the darling of the AFC, and probably other than the Chiefs, one of the favorites to get to a Super Bowl, not only did you get rid of your number one pick too early, who has now turned out to at least be a borderline franchise quarterback, you were stuck with a dude who can't complete a pass off the field and apparently can't complete his own, you know what, off of it, and needs people to strangers to give him a thing with the hand, and it's just, the whole thing's a mess. I don't know what to tell you. We'll see what happens in the future. I used to be a fan of Deshaun, but I'm going to leave it one more time and repeat myself. 25 accusations and 25 lawsuits means there was probably more times that you did allegedly what everyone's saying that you do. Get some therapy. If you're Deshaun Watson, this is clearly a kink or something with you that you can't get rid of. And ladies, look, I'm not saying that anything you do is wrong as far as if you don't know, but one quick Google of Deshaun Watson should let you know, after everything that's come out in the news and everything, if you get alone with Deshaun Watson, you better know he's going to have some expectations.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
Is that fair? Let me leave it at that and call it. Deshaun, God damn it, man. I was a big fan of him. Last thing.